Hello, welcome, and happy Thursday, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. We got breaking news in Illinois cannabis to discuss today, but first, I just want to give a brief background. I definitely haven't been podcasting as much as I usually do or usually have over these past few years, and I just wanted to briefly acknowledge that. I've kind of mentioned it in a few recent episodes, but I've just been going through some personal things and have been trying to take the time to take care of myself. And well, let's just get into it. It's time for another episode of
The Cole Memo.
The Cole Memo.
The Cole Memorandum.
The Cole Memo.
The Cole Memorandum.
The Cole Memo.
The Cole Memo is what allows this whole thing to go on.
I mean, you have to respect the memo.
Hey, this is Tommy Chong, and you're listening and watching The Cole Memo.
That's right. It's time for another episode of the Cole Memo. Again, I apologize for kind of being away, but I hope to get back at it. I definitely have some great episodes on the backlog, so stay tuned for those. But today, once again, I've got some breaking news. Want to give a shout out to my friend Peter Contos from the Cannabis Equity Illinois Coalition. I'll try to display their link in a little bit if you want to learn more about them, but Senate Bill 42, which I've discussed in the past, and I've even had the sponsor on my show, has passed the Senate, I believe, tonight. So you can see I'm displaying. This is from ilga.gov, which if you're from Illinois, this is the Illinois General Assembly's website. And if I zoom in here, because this is maybe a little bit hard to read, even for myself, I'd like to think I have young eyes, but maybe not. You can see on April 10th, the Senate passed Senate Bill 42 after the third reading. So in case you haven't been paying attention to my coverage on Senate Bill 42, this bill would make it so that law enforcement is no longer able to use cannabis odor alone as a reason to search a vehicle or charge you with a Class A misdemeanor. I know people that have been pulled over for simply having cannabis. It's unopened, it's sealed, they got it from the dispensary. Law enforcement says, hey, do you have cannabis in the vehicle? Somebody says yes. And then they get in trouble because apparently they're supposed to have it in an odor-proof container. So this Senate Bill 42 would make it so that the odor-proof container is no longer required. And it went through the Senate. So just in case you didn't know, Senator Rachel Ventura, which you can see right here, filed this bill. She has been on my podcast in the past, episode 179, if you want to check that out. We talk about why, this bill is necessary and so much more. It's something I've been discussing on the show for, I think, a few years now. If you go to colememo.com and search up Supreme Court, you can find several episodes that I've done featuring legal professionals, licensed attorneys, where we talk about this issue. It was an issue that was brought to the Illinois Supreme Court and ultimately, has to be dealt with legislatively. And today is good news. There's some good news here. Now, it's only passed the Senate, so the battle's not over. It still has to go through the House, in case you didn't know. And in fact, it actually still has to go through, from what I understand, a House committee, and then it has to be passed through the House before it can get to Governor Pritzker's desk to be signed into law. It's unclear to me whether or not Governor Pritzker actually supports this legislation. I don't know why he wouldn't, but just wanted to say that in case you thought it was a done deal. The governor still could hypothetically veto this bill. I don't know why he would, but again, it's just want to make you aware of all potential possibilities. Somebody commented and said, darn it, Cole, I need a 30-minute warning so I can get an earpiece in to listen to you. I appreciate your support. Definitely didn't plan on going live tonight. You can listen back to the episode later, this commenter, if you want to hear what I had to say at the beginning of the episode. But Yeah, I appreciate your support, and I appreciate you always tuning in. So some people have reached out to me because, again, as I said, it has to go through after this. From what I understand, it still needs to go through a House committee, and then it needs to be passed by the House. Now, some people have asked, even myself, well, it's past committee deadline, right? And you may recall in the past, I have shared some reporting that indicated that if we get past committee deadline, that this bill might be dead in its tracks. Apparently, that's not true. If there's a will, there's a way in Springfield. Here's a little clip to back up what I'm talking about. Before I play it, somebody commented and said, "No worries, glad you do this and make the effort. Much appreciated." Thank you. Thank you for all your support. Yeah, just trying to keep everybody informed. And once again, back to what I was talking about, I'm learning all this, right? And I'm just trying to share the information I get so that you can all learn right alongside with me. And one of the things I read in some reporting is that, these bills must get through a committee before the deadline. And I thought, well, the deadline's passed. Does that mean we're like shit out of luck, for lack of better words? And the answer seems to be no. Let's watch this clip.
The chairwoman of the committee, Representative Katie Stewart, who's from the Metro East area, and the governor all say, negotiations will continue. That deadline that you talked about is sometimes observed more in the breach than in obeying it.
Rules are only rules until they're ignored.
Until they're not, yeah. There are all kinds of procedural ways to get around that when budget bills and omnibus bills come up at the end of the session. So it's not dead yet. I used to know an old state senator who said that when he died, he wanted to be buried in the Capitol because nothing ever stayed dead there for very long. So, it could still come back.
It's interesting, though, because...
So, again, this could still get through a House committee. It could still be passed by the House. I hope that's the case, and that's the message I'll leave you with. Please, if you haven't already, reach out to your House representatives and urge them to support Senate Bill 42, which, again, if you're tuning in late, it would remove the requirement that cannabis be transported in a vehicle in an odor-proof container. This is a new crime that was created in legalization, and in case you'd like to learn a little bit more about that, I'll encourage you to check out my mini documentary. You can see that at colememo.com/minidoc. Thank you all for tuning in, and here's a teaser for my mini doc if you haven't seen it yet.
Beginning January 1st, 2020, the recreational use of cannabis will be legal in the state of Illinois.
Available to stream now, my mini doc dives into the history of Illinois legalization, starting with
January 1st. What should we expect? The biggest thing that we need people to understand is that January 1, in terms of the criminal justice system here in this state, is the end of prohibition.
See how Illinois missed its chance at real cannabis reform with key failures, including the fact that
the program includes regulation on possession limits.
So people can still be arrested for a possession.
And I want to highlight that in its first year of legalized recreational marijuana in the state of Illinois, they arrested 3 times as many black people for possession than any other race.
We've run into so much cannabis, we've run out of places to put it.
I have represented people and taken their cases through the court system who got charged with more serious crimes only because the police said that they smelled cannabis. And not because the police said you have illegal cannabis, or not because you have too much cannabis, or not because you're high on cannabis, but because I can smell it and that's it.
Attorney goes, he understands that he can't be smoking and his cannabis flower shouldn't be open. And I was like, I'd like to say for the record that I was not smoking and my flower was not open.
So that's where we're at right now in Illinois, and I hope it changes.
Start watching now at colememo.com/minidoc.